Okay, so I wanted to come into this video just to give you a little bit of a golden nugget of something that I find has been so helpful as somebody that is traveling consistently and building a business, but doesn't know where to necessarily write reminders. Because when I'm traveling, I don't have access to a whiteboard, right? And having a whiteboard, especially if you have ADHD, you have scatterbrain, you have all these things, you get overwhelmed, you're procrastinating, you're self-sabotaging, you just got so much going on. You're like, oh, where do I put this stuff? So one of my clients asked me this question, and I thought it'd be a good answer for you. So one of the frameworks that we have within neuroproductivity is inner work. Inner work, in essence, is the work that it takes in order to become your future self. Your future self, the person who's earning 100K a month, or has paid off parents' mortgages, or is just living their purpose, or impacting more people, acts completely different to how you act now. Are we in agreement with that? Now, that also includes having some outer work, some strategic things that you do in your life, some habits, some behaviors, as well as habits and behaviors in your business that are more incongruent with those things. One of those things that you can do is my client Tolo asked me this question, and he said, hey, for when I'm reframing my thoughts, I have this bit where it's like meditating or enforcing this positive thought. So just firstly, let's break it down what he's doing. So the first thing that he's doing is, let's go to Canva here. So the first thing that he's actually doing is reframing his negative thoughts. Now, how does this happen? Real quick, we're just going to break this down real quick. A lot of people do this, but they don't remind themselves of how to do it, or remind them, and they keep having the same negative thoughts, same patterns. They're like, oh, I'm sick and tired of having this thing. Why do I keep having this thing? It's because you're not getting a reminder to keep changing it on the daily. So you change it once, and then it's like, oh, let me go hide, I'm fixed. Like, oh, I've done this one thing one time and now I'm fixed. Like, people have the wrong mindset with that. They think, oh, just because I fix this self-sabotaging thought once, I'm going to be fixed for life. But no, you need to have the mindset of, oh, I'm going to keep changing this until it's gone, until I've actually rewired my subconscious. So what we do is, you normally have thoughts, these equal feelings, these equal actions, and these equal results. So for example, if you think that business, uh, you think the sales is salesy, you're going to feel icky when you sell. You're going to feel guilty. You're going to show up weak in your content, or you're not going to do the things that you know you need to get sales. If you feel unworthy of money or unworthy of success, you're also going to feel guilty anytime you do have success. You're not going to celebrate yourself as you win. You're going to decrease your self-esteem, your self-belief, and then you're going to berate yourself for not doing it, which means you're going to feel continually unworthy. So one of the things that we do is we change those thoughts to, I am worthy. We change it to sales is service. Why? Because this past self is self-sabotaging self. This, even though you can't read it, is future self. I am worthy of more love, more success, more money, more growth. Sales is service. Marketing is for changing lives and expressing my creation into the world. That's part of it. But we need to then maintain these thoughts. So what do you do with maintaining these thoughts? It's like, do you write them down each day on a piece of paper? You could do, but that's also like, it's a new habit that you've got to build, and habits can be more challenging especially if you're trying to do a lot at the same time. So one of the things that I love to do with clients is get them to do something like this. So one of the suggestions that I got him to do that I would suggest for you anytime that you want to shift your beliefs is, could you write it on a piece of paper, or do regular affirmations each morning, or have a sticky note up somewhere where you go every single day, or even write it on a whiteboard, or use a whiteboard marker for your windows. I do this all the time, because if you have a think about your place where you're staying right now, even if it's a small place, you likely have mirrors in your bathroom. You likely have multiple windows. Can you imagine what is possible if you just simply wrote down all the different positive, negative, the positive thoughts were the opposite of your negative thoughts? And what if you then actually went through some of the neuroproductivity frameworks within reframing your thoughts, and understood, oh, okay, this is the root cause of why I'm doing this. Oh yeah, and just a quick one. If you're getting any value from this whatsoever, make sure to go and share this with a friend that you know and love. Like, we don't grow this thing just not naturally organically. We grow this through you. So please go and share this with somebody that you know and love. I would really appreciate it. Okay, we'll keep going with this video. And then from there, once you understood the root cause, you're like, oh, okay, now I know what I have to fix. And this happens at so many different areas of your business. Like when you first hire your team members, you're going to have limiting beliefs. You're going to have lack of leadership skills. Like, there's going to be things that aren't your future self, and you're going to need to do these thought reframing patterns to get you to that. And then in order to reinforce this, you're going to have to do the inner work on paper, or you're going to have to do the inner work with whiteboards and sticky notes and things like that, and regularly practice that until it becomes an embodiment of you, until you reach the next level. It's kind of like a game, right? Every time you're like, let's say like at the start of business, some of you are going to have a level 8 mindset. Some of you are going to have a level 3 prioritizing, a level 5 emotional regulation. And in order for you to get to the next level, you have to get past all of the limiting excuses and beliefs and mindset things in the way in order for you to get to that next level. And then you're going to have to reinforce why you are deserving of that level by continuing to do those things until you've reworked it. And you know what's wild with this? It's kind of like when I first ever started playing rugby. And I remember when I first started playing rugby, I was like 9 years old, and I kept throwing the ball forwards. And initially I would get frustrated with myself, being like, oh, why am I throwing the ball forwards? You're meant to throw the ball backwards. Why do I keep throwing it forwards? I kept having this frustration. But I kept turning up. I kept being around other people that were shifting and being better and were better than me. And I had a coach that guided me. Hey, Luke, you're throwing it backwards. Okay, now we need to throw it. You're throwing it forwards. Now you need to throw it backwards. And I kept coming. I kept showing up. I didn't go and just go, oh, okay, this isn't working. I'm going to go and do a different sport. No, that's not what you do. It's the same in business. You don't just give up on your strategy or your emotional regulation practices or your forgiveness practices or your reframing practices because it didn't work once. No, you keep showing it up until you get to that next level. So I wanted to give you that little handy tool that you could do the same as Todo, so that you can actually embody more of your future self, which in turn will help you show up in different ways within your business. And even just knowing as a mantra that you could write on your wall right now, something that would be really helpful and is one of my top three mantras that actually help me be my future self is I can manage success step by step. I can manage success step by step. Like you're a game, like you're a character, right? You get these unlocks at different level. You have to do these quests, these adventures, and that quest might be, oh, okay, I've got to learn to follow through on some of my content or some of my sales stuff, or I've got to learn to delegate, and I've got to learn to automate, or I got to learn to emotionally regulate, or I got to learn how to be a different leader, a better leader. And all of these things, granted, are faster when you've got a coach, like I did for my rugby, or like I've had at every single level. But at the same time, they're also going to be faster when you continually remind yourself to keep doing those things that are a future embodiment of yourself. And then you can just habit track it from there, which is what I will then give to Toto as well. We'll give him a habit tracker. So that is how to level up your reframing and everything like that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't liked, subscribed, then make sure to go ahead and do that. And then comment your biggest takeaway from this video down below. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.